part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
We are back.
That was a lot.
It's another week, and it's another episode of the Ball Card Show. I'm Jason Otero.
I'm Gary Lemaster.
This is the Sports Podcast.
For the Sports Collector.
As always, we are brought to you by
the Press Play Podcast
Network. Good team.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, if we had a harmony there on the end, that would have been awesome.
Except you already sang us into the episode like Pavarotti, but more like Pavernati. You're not as good as Pavarotti. Unpack that
a little bit.
Well, yeah, Pavarotti.
I thought you meant N-A-U-G-H-T-Y. Pavernati.
No. Not as in N-O-T, as in you're not Pavarotti.
Okay. Well, that was really cool, and I appreciate you bringing that to my attention.
You are welcome.
Big news for the Queen City, everybody. Big news.
6 worth of news.
44 worth of news.
Mr. Elly de la Cruz is now in the show.
Let me tell you what it means to put on the number 44 in the city of Cincinnati. 1 means you're freaking cool and Eric Davis.
Okay.
2 means you can hit it in the river and you're Adam Dunn. 3, you're Elly de la Cruz getting called up for a bottomless coffee.
Yeah, he'll be here forever.
4.
Well, for at least 5 years to arbitration.
Hey, Davis, Dunn, de la Cruz. A lot of big D's in 44.
Well, there's something. I see where you're trying to go there. Let's move this along.
Davis, Dunn, and
the best part about Elly getting called up is I get a text from you over the weekend. It might have been Monday.
So
hey,
excited.
We're going to the Clippers this weekend. 2 different work events. Leslie and I both. So we're going twice. And Louisville's in town. So we're going to get to see Elly. And my response to you was, well, he just got called up.
He got called up an hour after I sent that text. You're welcome, Elly.
He showed up in Cincinnati, and it's literally electric to watch the guy hit a baseball. He hit a ball 458 feet, 2 feet short of out of Great American Ballpark for his first home run. And it was such a no-doubter. It was maybe the best call of a home run I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
The announcer goes, oh, my goodness, that ball had a family.
Yeah.
Like, he did, and it was an inside pitch, too. It was in on the hands, and he just got there.
Crazy bat speed.
Oh, just
crazy bat speed.
Every hit he has had since he's been called up has been for extra bases.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 doubles, a triple, a home run.
Got a couple walks too, right?
Yeah. He struck out a couple times too. He's gonna
swing the bat.
Yeah, he's
gonna swing the bat. That's a good thing. But yeah, this is big news in Cincinnati. With that, we got Matt McClain been playing some ball.
And Christian Encarnacion and Strand will be the next guy coming up.
Yep.
He's a monster too. He's very limited defensively. He's either going to DH or play first.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really a question of how they do that because they want to keep Spencer Steer's bat in the lineup.
But the point is,
well, Joey Votto's supposed to be coming back too. That's why
I'll get to see him this weekend.
He'll still be on rehab assignment. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Just get a couple cigs down there.
You should try. Good luck.
You have no faith.
It's not an issue of faith. Usually, big names like that are on rehab assignments will literally just outweight you.
But Canadians are notoriously known for being more polite.
You've watched Joey Votto's interactions with fans, right?
I've never seen one.
Yeah, you should look him up. He's not a typical Canadian. We'll put it that way.
More of a Letterkenny type?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Let's talk card shows. By the way, we're pumped. The fact that they donned the 44 on him really did make my day. I think it's a great sign. First thought, how dare they? Next thought, okay, kid, let's see it.
He's just, even if you're not a baseball fan, do yourself a favor and just go watch this kid play. He is so much fun to watch play baseball.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people going to Cincinnati this year to watch that. Let's go to card shows. You had some good pickups, but I want you to tell the story of the best start you've ever had to a show.
Oh, yeah. So there's a little town here in Ohio down on the river called Wheelersburg. And shout out Justin Lamlin. He runs a show down there, and it's not a big show. It's a little 20 to 25 table show in a very small room, and it's just a fun show to set up at and to go to. I was there this last weekend, and I was wheeling my stuff in and was just putting boxes out on tables. I hadn't even gotten slabs or anything else out yet, and a guy comes up to the table I've never seen before and it's like, hey, can I start looking at stuff? I was like, sure. I mean, I'm going to be a few minutes getting everything out, but go nuts. So he starts going through stuff and making a stack, and I'm not really paying attention to what he's doing. And all of a sudden I look down and he goes, what can you do on this? And I add up the stack, and it's like a almost $1,500 stack. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't really that much of a stack because one of the cards I had priced, it was 2023 Bowman, and I had priced it where it was right at release. And there's been 4 or 5 comps at about $400 since then. So I was a couple $100 high on it. And long story short, within the first 5 minutes of being set up, I did $1,400. It was just that one guy. And then I watched him go around the rest of the show, and he had this backpack. I've never seen so many $100 bills anywhere at once in my life. And he's known down there. And Justin, the guy who runs the show, came up to me towards the end of the show and goes, yeah, I won't say the guy's name because I don't have permission to, but he goes, that guy, he sent me a text. He spent $28,000 here today.
Oh my God.
I went, wow. He goes, no, he said back in November or December, I think he spent 80 or 85 one day here. He bought out 3 tables.
What does he do? Nobody
seems to know. And I'm not going to ask too many questions.
Just give me cash.
The money's green. I'll take it.
Hold it up to the light. Get your little marker out.
But it was cool. And it's a fun show. The big show here in Columbus, the Wilder Side autograph show was last weekend too, the 3-day.
You talked about that one coming up where if you were selling there, typically it's good until it's signature time and then it's dead. But how was it?
Well, let me put it this way. If you're a promoter out there, don't oversell your show. Don't try to pretend it's going to be something that it isn't. This show was pumped up to be the biggest show in Ohio, 250 plus tables, 3 days. I went on Friday for opening night. I got through the whole show in 3 hours and spent as much time at every table as I wanted to because there were less than 80 tables there. It was not, if I was a vendor at that show and had paid $250 to set up at it, I would have been pissed. I would not have been a happy camper at all.
Yeah. And then the Xenia show that we've talked about that got up to 3 rooms full of tables.
Yeah. It was almost 300 tables last month.
And how's that one looking this weekend?
It's Saturday. And last I heard, he's down under 200 tables, about 170, 175 tables. It's amazing what happens when your vendors start to realize you're the only person making money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The market will correct itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, will I still be at the Xenia show? Yes. I will be walking that show as a buyer.
Yep.
And when it gets down to 100 tables or it stays under 200 tables, but it becomes an 8 or 9 hour show, maybe I'll go back as a vendor. Until then, I'm good. I'll just use it as a buying show.
And then next week, what is that date? The 18th?
Yes.
I don't know if that's the right day. I think it's right.
No, it is.
17th.
No.
17th is Saturday.
Yeah, you're right. It would be 17th.
We'll be at South High.
Yes,
show,
here in Columbus. American Legion show. It's my favorite show. I say that all the time, but it really is. It's my favorite show to set up.
I have so much new dollar box inventory. It's some cool stuff too.
Yeah, if you're a 90s and up to mid 2000s shiny basketball insert collector, there's some cool stuff.
That was just sounded almost like an insult.
No, not at all. It was like, but you've got some very specific stuff for a very specific set of collectors who will want that stuff.
That's good. That was a good save. Good job. But yeah, we'll be out there at that one. Looking forward to it. Any recent pickups you want to talk about?
I've bought a bunch of stuff lately. I mean, I probably buy $400 to $600 worth of stuff a week. Well, it's inventory, right? Like, cause I'm selling stuff every week. So it's not like I'm, just flushing that kind of money down the toilet.
Oh, hold on. Did you just have a conversation with yourself?
No, I was justifying to you as you.
I didn't say you.
No, you didn't say a word. I saw the look on your face.
To those of you that just listened to
language.
that last sentence, like there was a conversation. My body language was I was not paying any attention to Gary, and he just started correcting himself.
Anyhow, I've been doing my normal thing, guys that I think are late season call ups. I'm grabbing stuff, and then grabbing stuff that I can find great prices on. So I'm a big Brian Rocchio guy, Guardians prospect. He's been kind of quadruple A this year. They call him up for 2 or 3 games when somebody's hurt or needs a rest, and then they bring him back down to Columbus, and has played well all year, whether it's at AAA or at the major league level. I picked up 2 of his Bowman First autos, BGS 9.5s, a refractor and a purple, over the last week or so. Picked up quite a bit of just some random guys that I really like. I'm a big Evan Carter guy right now. Yanquiel Fernandez, I'm going to pat myself on the back for. I told you guys at the beginning of the year to buy his stuff. If you listened to me, you made money. If you didn't listen to me, well, cry your tears of sadness. The rest of us made money.
And if you've been here long enough, average it out with Davis Mills.
That was aggressive.
Was it good though?
It was solid. I'll give you that. So those are the guys I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. A lot of Christian Encarnacion Strand stuff because I think he's coming up soon. Mm-hmm. I think he should have been called up before Elly, but he wasn't going to sell tickets the way Elly sells tickets.
Yeah,
I mean,
when he started to figure out the power, and they're like, okay, he's going to go yard a lot more.
Oh, in Great American Ballpark especially.
Yeah,
like he's going to demolish that place.
Oh, speaking of that,
yeah,
did you see old Joey Burr hitting home runs in batting practice?
No, but he was a good high school baseball player.
Well, he was good enough to hit like 4 out.
Well, no, think about it. If you're the type of athlete who can become the number 1 overall pick in the NFL, you're probably good at 4 sports.
I hear you. But have you ever watched the celebrity softball game in the All-Star weekend?
Yeah.
There's a lot of football players that have never swung a bat.
Well, but I mean, when you're an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman growing up, yeah, that's probably true. But the quarterback usually played basketball, played baseball, played football. Joey was a all-state basketball player too. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize that, but he was a first-team all-state basketball player too.
Well, I was impressed. If you weren't, I was impressed that he hit 4 dingers in batting practice. It's a pretty big deal.
I don't disagree with you.
I picked up a few cards here. I'm excited about a bunch of inventory. I did zero in on a lot of like mid-90s metal inserts, Topps Finest, that kind of stuff.
Didn't I just say that?
I know.
Okay. You're just following that up?
I'm talking about what else I picked up. You're being impatient. I can look at this. So when you record, you can see a wave file. You can see who's been talking more because there's a lot more movement there. You're winning. So a few cards I picked up for me. First, I picked up Leaf Trinity 2021 Matt McLean rookie auto. Typically baseball cards. I really like licensed stuff. This is not going to be my first pick, but it was on a Facebook sale. I think I grabbed it for like $5. They wanted 12, 15, whatever. I think I really like his swing. I think he's going to be awesome. The other one I picked up was the Jake Fraley Bowman Chrome rookie auto to $4.99. So it's a rookie refractor. Yeah, it's a pretty card. He's in the Mariners uni on that. But just watching his swing at the Yankees game and seeing how he's having a pretty good year. So yeah, I picked that up. And then a nostalgic PC card for me, a Mike Cameron on-card auto from Topps Archives, which, as we were talking about before, is not typically the most desirable product, but it's a really pretty on-card. And I remember him hitting for the cycle when I was in college on spring break and watching that on SportsCenter when SportsCenter was still good. When they used to just be like, here's what happened in sports. So anyway, those were my
jokes
pickups.
about it.
Yeah. Oh, up next, release date for Topps Series 2. It's out. And it's another loaded rookie class. Yeah, some of those guys pulled up.
Yeah, no, it is. It's not quite as deep as Series 1, but it's really good. You got the big names you want to really be looking for. Jordan Walker, Logan O'Hoppe, James Outman, Corbin Carroll, who is just a stud. Bo Naylor for you Indians fans. You got Will Brennan for the Reds, Anthony Volpe, Masataka Yoshida, who is having a stellar year in Boston, Oswaldo Cabrera, Spencer Steer, Josh Young, Bryce Terang, Oscar Colas, Eggy Rosario, Ezekiel Tovar, Alec Burleson, Francisco Alvarez, Esteri Ruiz. It's a really solid rookie checklist.
Yep.
So,
are you buying this hobby?
if I was going to buy any of it, I'd buy jumbos. But for me, here's the thing with Series 2. All the same rookies that are in Series 2 are going to be in Chrome. And Chrome's going to be out in 3 weeks, a month.
Yeah.
I'll probably be saving my money for Chrome.
Different price point.
Yes.
So be mindful of that if you're thinking about picking it up.
Yep.
It'll cost more. But the other thing that happens is those paper base are going to go down as soon as Chrome releases those rookie cards.
If you're going to rip Series 2, really the only difference between retail and the hobby stuff is going to be the Mojo packs. I don't know. I'd just save my money for Chrome.
I'll probably do a break. I don't feel like you really lose.
Just take take the Angels.
Yep. Angels, Reds, D-backs, Texans. You said Colorado's not a bad one either.
Yeah, I really like Ezekiel Tovar.
Yeah.
People forget how young he is. He was in Double-A 8 months ago.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. So this could be good pickups on that. Whenever I do the Topps Paper Series stuff, I like to do case breaks just so I know that I'm going to get enough volume there where if one of the rookies is decent, I'll get probably half of, if not more, of that investment back. Unless it's like the biggest teams, you're probably going to be in $60 to $100 on a case on a team.
Let's see if are you talking jumbo case or hobby case?
Jumbo
case. So 6 boxes. Breaker's going to be probably breaking it at about $2,100. So 30, if it's randoms, 20. That means the big names are probably going to be closer to $100. The big teams are going to be closer to $100.
You got smoke coming out of his ears, ladies and gentlemen.
I had to do math.
That's a lot of thinking.
There was a lot of thinking in my head right there.
Yeah, but that's how I would do that. Can I change the subject a little bit?
But you can do whatever you want to. You're a grown man.
You know,
loosely defined.
We talked about it a little bit a while back.
Okay.
We really loved what LIV was doing with golf in regards to the teams. The shorter, not rounds, but tournaments. The type of checks people were getting, all that. But we have this merger, air quotes merger. I mean, legally it's a merger or whatever too. But it's going to have a pretty profound impact on the climate in golf. So here's what I want to ask.
Okay.
What could LIV bring to PGA? When I say LIV, I'm talking about the fund, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What parts of that are worth bringing into PGA? What is it going to do to have... This is like the NWO for wrestling. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like,
listen,
there's a vibe with this where...
This is going to end badly, is what's going to happen.
So can you break down your understanding of what this merger means?
Well, what this merger means, in a nutshell, is that...
And the history leading...
Yeah, there's no further competition between LIV and the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. Now, here's the problem. The PGA Tour has spent the last 2 years guilting their players, blackmailing their players, into staying with them because how could you even think about taking the dirty money from the Saudis? Like, what does that say about you as a person? Now, the PGA Tour is taking that dirty money from the Saudis. If I'm Rory McIlroy, if I'm Colin Morikawa, if I'm any of these guys who were offered massive amounts of money, their numbers, Tiger Woods was offered $1 billion.
Yeah.
The kid from Japan was offered $750 million. They all said no to stay loyal to the PGA Tour and to not lose their PGA Tour cards.
Yeah.
Now, they could have gotten all that money and been right back on the PGA Tour.
Yep.
It's just gonna end badly. Like, players are going to... It's gonna not be good. It's not going to be as bad as like LeBron James and Russell Westbrook together, but it's not going to be good.
Well, that's true. Entertainment value wise, though, I do think it's going to be pretty interesting to watch.
I don't know, because I don't think.
Like, did you watch the press conferences like yesterday?
Yeah. Well, the game.
There was no filter. These guys were just going, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm watching Gary peel the cardboard cheese off of the empty pizza box.
That was delicious.
We already heard you start the chew. Finish it off.
I'm good.
No, we hear you chewing as you're talking.
Anyhow,
what was I saying?
you were talking about LIV and what it's going to bring.
Oh, yeah. So the entertainment value, I felt like a lot of these guys were pretty unfiltered, had a lot to say. I think it's going to create more tense moments, which I think that's a good thing. I like a little more drama in the game. But I didn't know how to feel, because like watching the LIV settings, I was like, why can't it be more casual and fun and all this? But there's sort of an ambiance with it being quiet as people are swinging.
The average PGA Tour player does not want, for lack of a better term, the Happy Gilmoring of the PGA Tour. And I think that's what a lot of people see LIV as.
Yeah.
There's this like Happy Gilmore.
Waste
rowdy,
management every single round.
Yeah. And that's, I don't think most PGA Tour players want that,
right,
or want to deal with it. And I think the reality is that most PGA Tour fans also don't want that. Like, LIV was fun to watch a little bit of, but I'm not going to lie to you. I tried to watch a decent amount of it, and it's just a lot. Like, I don't need to see players lose their mind or throw things at each other. I don't need to hear boom boxes blasting on the tees. And this is going to sound really stupid. I don't want to watch a final round where the guys are in shorts. I know that sounds really just weird, but
you know what you're describing?
I'm an old guy now is what's happening?
No. You're describing the exact... So, like, LIV is like a super huge, mega progressive evangelical church. But people just want some PGA.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just want 3 hymns and a scripture reading. I want to go eat at Ponderosa.
If I don't have a really long black T-shirt and black jeans and black shoes with a little bit of red for the Jordans, am I allowed to be on staff?
Not unless you get the hard part, too. You definitely got to get the hard part.
Anyway, I do think it'll be interesting to watch that. What did the LIV do that I think is worth thinking about? So I like the team concept,
which they've said
they've alluded that there'll be some form of that. Which think about the Ryder Cup. You know, there's a lot of the whenever you have the team aspects, it kind of adds a little to it. It may be a little more similar parallel to NASCAR than it will be to other team sports, but yeah.
I think that the PGA Tour is catching a lot of backlash, rightfully so. I think they have to be very careful, or they could face an uprising from their players pretty harshly.
Well, and the
blatant
said they're
hypocrisy.
going to make it right for these guys. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, how do you make
you
it right?
Make it right for like Tiger? Make it right because you ain't going to give everybody $1 billion.
Yeah, like that's the point. It's like I don't think. You know me, I have massive issues with blatant and unrepentant hypocrisy. So if I was a PGA Tour player right now, I would be beside myself with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's just me. So,
NBA Finals are happening. Jokic
2-1 Nugs
is frizzle.
It's so weird to watch the dude play basketball because he is literally, like, if you just look up unathletic white guy in the dictionary, that dude's picture is there. It's crazy that he's as good as he is.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And I say all that as a compliment. Like, this dude should not be capable of doing what he does. And he is making world-class athletes look like children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when Jamal Murray's on like he was last night, When both those guys go for a triple double, you're not winning the game.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. It could be Jordan's Bulls. They're not winning that game with those two both going triple double.
Really?
Really?
You're gonna create some enemies here.
Yeah. They can be wrong. It's fine.
You think the Heat give it a run, or you think we're about to see the end of this?
I called it in 6 at the beginning of the series. I thought it was Nugs in 6. And I think I said that I thought the average margin of victory across all the games would be under 10 points. Mm-hmm. And so far I'm right.
Yeah.
It may end up getting blown out a little bit, but I think it goes 6. Yeah. I think the Heat get one more.
Yeah. They've been fun to watch. Butler has not disappointed in any way.
He just plays basketball the right way.
Yeah.
It's just,
and he's likable.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to move to one other weird sport we don't talk a whole lot about.
Curling?
No.
No? Okay.
Football, soccer. It was announced that Messi is heading to the MLS in Miami. This isn't the first time we've had a big name come over.
Correct.
Sunset. This happened with Beckham.
Which, coincidentally, he is the owner of Inter Miami.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did they announce contract details? I did not see anything.
No.
Just truckloads of money.
Yeah. They're probably giving him a cut of the gate. He will sell tickets. A washed-up Lionel Messi, which is where he's at in his career, is still probably the best player in the MLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went out on top, I'd say.
He did. Yeah. He won the Barca ball.
Yeah.
One of the probably top 10 players of all time. Mm-hmm. Definitely a top 2 or 3 player in the last 15 years, if not the best. It's a little bit of a toss-up between him and Ronaldo. I kind of lean Messi, but a lot of people would lean prime Ronaldo. He is going to be fun. And when Inter Miami comes to Columbus, I will be at the Death Star to watch the game.
That'd be sweet.
It's just, he's washed up, but he's a big, big, big name coming to the MLS.
Do you think it has any hobby impact in the States?
No, because nobody buys MLS cards in the States.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't. The people who buy MLS cards are buying the rookie cards of the 2 or 3 players that are going to end up on loan and play in the EPL, and they're people from England and Scotland that are buying these cards. Like, and what value? I mean, there'll be Messi autos probably in some MLS product this year, and that's a tough auto to get. But I mean, you want a 16th year minor league card basically of a Hall of Fame hockey player. Like, that's what you end up with.
Hockey.
Not hockey, soccer. Like, you and I were talking before the episode about this, and at the end of the day, the reality of it is, and most people who follow European football will tell you, most people in Europe view the MLS as being weaker than their club teams' U16 teams. Like, they think their U16 teams would just stomp on MLS teams, and I don't necessarily think they're wrong. I don't think they're wrong. There's a reason that the United States has only produced 3 or 4 world-class soccer players in the last 20 years.
You have some things to say about soccer in the United States.
I like soccer. I enjoy soccer. I sell a lot of soccer cards. You still with me?
I am with you.
Okay.
Guys, if you can hear it, I am having some of the worst allergies of my life, and I'm digging my eyeballs out.
Yeah, dude
right
is
now.
just over here like trying to rub his eyeballs out the back of his head.
They're getting close. They're getting close. I don't have anything else, man. You got anything else?
No, we think we've touched all the bases. I mean, you know me, I could talk baseball till the cows come home, but I don't think everybody wants to hear me rattle on about minor league prospects.
No, they don't.
Into the All-Star break.
No, they don't. And that's a keen insight.
Is it? But that being said, if you guys want a mid-season prospect update episode here in the next few weeks,
we could do that.
Let us know. We can absolutely make that happen.
Even if you don't let us know,
we may do that.
Gary's going to say we're doing that.
Yeah.
This has been the Ball Card Show, the sports podcast.
For the Sports Collector.
Bye now.
Peace.